Hello everyone. So in today's video, we'll break down what do you need to do in the next 90 days in order to give a good shot at Civil Services Exam 2026. Now, it's pretty clear to everybody that this is the time for you to prepare for mains because from January onwards, any which way, prelims का हल्ला चालू हो जाता है, notification आ जाता है, registration चालू हो जाता है, and because of that, people start gearing up in that different direction. Right now is the time for you to focus on answer writing on your subjects which are main specific. And how do you need to go about doing that? We'll discuss in today's video. But before we go any further, there is a very simple idea that I want you to understand very deeply over here. There is a very simple process to something called mastery. Now, why do I need mastery? Because in the mains exam hall, you will be under a lot of time pressure and you will be under a lot of information pressure कि बहुत random चीजें mix करके you will be asked and suddenly you're supposed to produce a above average answer in 7 minutes of time. In such a case, if you are at level 4, so then life becomes easier for you. So let's discuss these levels. Level 1 is the level when if you're just starting preparation, you're over here, unconscious incompetence, meaning you don't even know what you're doing wrong because you don't know anything. Level 2 is what you get when you have studied some of the subjects, but you are still making a lot of mistakes. कि भाई मैंने पॉलिटी पढ़ा है, मुझे पता है गवर्नर की पावर्स क्या होती हैं, but I can't recall them right now, so I'll make a mistake in the test and exam में अच्छे नंबर नहीं आएंगे. Third stage is conscious competence, meaning when I'm 100% focused in the zone and then I'm putting in my effort, I do well. I perform well in tests, I get good marks, but I have to be 100% focused in the zone, in the game, and I'll do well. Unconscious competence is कि even when I'm not 100% focused. I'm sure you know some of those people जो कि मतलब ऐसे स्पोर्ट्स में कुछ लोगों का होता है ना कि भाई मतलब एफर्ट नहीं डाला, पहली बार गेम खेल रहे हैं और आज भी अच्छा खेलेंगे. So that is what we want to do with our knowledge game, right? Because in the end you have to understand UPSC Civil Services Exam की preparation is a knowledge game and I want to be unconsciously competent in this and धीरे धीरे I want to increase my levels. अब increasing my levels is going to be hard work, it is going to take effort because if you think there is a shortcut, I'll go from stage 1 to stage 4 directly, you are fooling yourself. If somebody is telling you कि ऐसा हो जाएगा, they are fooling you. So let's talk about how do you get to do this. There is a simple 4-step process for this. Step 1, assessment. Step 2, the most effective path forward. Step 3, chart it out. And step 4, review. तो chart it out में जैसा कि हर बार हम आपको plan sheet share करते हैं, today also I'll share a plan sheet with you, which you can use and modify as per your own needs. But before that, let's talk about all of the other steps also. Number 1, where do you stand right now? Because see, if you are at this stage thinking कि भाई मुझे मेंस की तैयारी करनी, you have done some of the things. It's not like you're starting from a blank slate. तो instead of thinking कि भाई मतलब सब कुछ मैं एकदम से अब दोबारा से मैं पॉलिटी करूं और फिर से मैं ये चीजें करूं, that's a waste of time. So first and foremost, what we need to do is we need to understand कि भाई क्या-क्या चीजें कितनी डेप्थ में हमारी हो चुकी हैं. There will be some subjects which you feel that you've done really well. There will be some subjects which you feel I've not done well. Let's get a real sense of where this is. And for this, we've created a sheet for you. So all that you have to do is the link for the sheet will be in the video description or you can get that from our Telegram channel also. इस शीट में इस तरीके का एक ट्रैकर आपको हमने बना के दिया है. अब आपको करना क्या है? GS1 के लिए ट्रैकर है. Have I covered Indian culture? Completion? Yes. I want to write down my sources so that you are also very clear कि भाई अच्छा where am I covering art and culture from? Where am I covering modern history from? Post-independence history, world history, all of these things. यहाँ पे एक बार लिख लो. And on the basis of that, have I completed it? तो let's say कुछ ये पार्ट्स जो हैं हिस्ट्री वाले मैंने कर लिए हैं, राइट? इनके कुछ के मैंने नोट्स भी बना लिए हैं एंड PYQs भी मैंने ऑलमोस्ट सबके यहाँ पे कर लिए हैं. तो व्हाट विल हैपन इज इन योर ट्रैकर ओवर हियर आपका GS1 का कंप्लीशन आपको इस तरीके से परसेंटेज में दिख जाएगा. दिस इज समथिंग दैट वी हैव डन फॉर ऑल ऑफ योर GS सब्जेक्ट्स एंड ऑल दैट यू हैव टू डू इज गो एंड टिक. अपना सोर्स लिखो एंड जस्ट इसको टिक करो यहाँ पे, आपका ट्रैकर यहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिकली अपडेट हो जाएगा. एंड दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू डू राइट नाउ बिकॉज इफ आई डोंट नो कि भाई what are the most important things that I have done and the most important things that I have not done, it's difficult for me to decide कि भाई what is the most effective path forward, right? Most effective path forward हमें जरूरी है यहाँ पे because I have to prioritize. In 90 days, it is not possible for you to do everything with regards to mains. There will be some things that you will have to focus more on. And that's where principle number 1 comes, less is more. These are your 4 core principles that I want you to keep in mind in the next 90 days, right? Less is more. Prioritize. What do I focus more on? What is getting more marks? What is getting more? Repetition. Like for example, almost every year you get a question related to Parliament in GS2 Mains. Almost every year you get a question related to Representation of People's Act in GS2. So if I've not done those things really well, instead of reading the entirety of Lakshmikant all over again, I want to focus doing that more. I want to understand कि भाई RPA का जो भी core important चीजें हैं उसका 2-pager notes I've made, and based on that my life becomes slightly easier. So that is less is more. I want to prioritize based on a very simple idea of marks and repetition, and ये simply आपको पता चलेगा previous year questions के basis पे. Right, so previous year questions के लिए also we have created a mains का previous year questions का sheet which you can get from our website or even on the Telegram channel we'll share. Now, previous year questions से मुझे एक sense लग गया कि what is very important, and on the basis of that I want to prioritize my effort. 90 days में I can't do everything, so therefore I will first do the things which are getting me the most amount of marks. Second, make some notes. If you are thinking कि अभी जो मैंने किया है ये मुझे 6 महीना 8 महीना बाद जब actually when I'm supposed to be writing mains in the month of September, August, September 2026 याद रह जाएगा, नहीं रहेगा. I can guarantee you that. So make some notes. Use the effort that you are putting in and draw some output from it, because if you're not making your notes, all of this effort will have to be to a certain extent repeated all over again, and that's not helpful. तो यहाँ पे भी will help you out a little bit, because mains excel का जो हमारा course है यहाँ पे a lot of the notes and material required for your mains preparation we've curated and collected and put it in a single place for you. So what you can do is go to upscprep.com/courses, view all. यहाँ पे फ्री कोर्सेज में आप जाओगे, मेंस एक्सेल प्रोग्राम. तो मेंस एक्सेल प्रोग्राम इट्स अ फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट इनिशिएटिव फ्रॉम अस, हेल्पिंग यू गेट ऑल द मटेरियल दैट यू रिक्वायर इन ऑर्डर टू डू वेल. बट अगेन नोट्स खुद से बनाने पड़ेंगे बिकॉज उसका कोई इलाज नहीं है. थर्ड प्रिंसिपल, राइट अ लॉट. नाउ दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई stress quite a bit, and this is something that cannot be done away with. You will need to write both for making notes and then for answer writing, because if you're thinking कि answer writing I will practice later, there is no later. दोबारा टाइम नहीं आएगा ये. And if you're not doing this right now while you are prioritizing your effort कि भाई representation of people's act I know is important, therefore I've studied it, I've made some notes, now try and answer those previous year questions. 1 2 3 go in sync. This is where you will make the most improvement, because if you're not trying to write these answers, a lot of this information will not become useful for you, because it is only when I apply the knowledge that I have learned that I go up to level 4. Level 3 पे मैं तब तक रहूंगा, या level 2 and 3 के बीच में I'll keep hovering when I'm not applied my information. And please keep in mind that these are the people who actually have a chance of clearing the exam. ये जो लोग होते हैं at this level are beginners, and इनका कोई स्कोप नहीं है एग्जाम क्लियर करने का. इट इज ओनली व्हेन यू गेट टू दीज लेवल्स दैट यू हैव अ चांस ऑफ क्लियरिंग द एग्जाम. सो प्लीज कीप इन माइंड दैट यू विल हैव टू राइट अ लॉट. एंड द फाइनल पॉइंट, नोबडी नोज एवरीथिंग. नोबडी नोज एवरीथिंग का क्या मतलब है? देयर विल ऑलवेज बी अ सेंस ऑफ इनकम्प्लीटनेस. सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जाम में इफ यू हैव टू pressure yourself into completing everything ki only when I've done 100% will I give an attempt, because this is something that I hear a lot ki only when I've done all the things perfectly will I give my attempt, I'm going to skip this one. You're not going to get that perfect sense of completeness. Things will remain incomplete and nobody knows everything. You go and talk to the previous year ka rank 1 2 3 4 whoever you want to talk to, and you ask them ki if you had to improve something, what would you improve? And they'll tell you a couple of things. Everybody universally when they've given civil services exam always has that sense of okay, still I could have done slightly better, right? So that's what it is. Nobody knows everything. Therefore now it's time for us to make that plan कि भाई अब मैंने बेसिक चीजें अपनी आइडेंटिफाई कर ली हैं कि मेरे असेसमेंट इस तरीके से हो गया है, मुझे पता चल गया है कि okay, let's say I have not done GS4 at all, so now therefore I should do some GS4, and GS4 में भी okay, I should prioritize case studies, or maybe I should prioritize theory. Whatever it is that is easier for you first, I would recommend that you do that. But since we have to make a plan and share it with each and every one of you, so therefore we've made a generalized plan. I would highly recommend that you go to file, make a copy, इस plan का copy बना के then you will be able to edit it. Without making a copy of this plan, you will not be able to edit this. And the idea of this plan is, even let's say weekly basis पे मैं आपको दिखाऊं तो till the end of December or the first week of January, we have try to cover most of the mains specific subjects, right? And there is a very good reason for this. Because when you come to January, February, March, April, May, when you'll be preparing for prelims, please keep in mind those same subjects are repeated for mains also. So it's not like कि मतलब knowledge कुछ change हो जाएगी. Naturally, some amount of practice will be required for answer writing, which you can do after prelims also for those specific subjects. But these main specific subjects, disaster management, मेरा prelims के लिए कोई काम नहीं है. Internal security, prelims के लिए कोई काम नहीं है. Indian society, prelims के लिए कोई काम नहीं है. तो अगले 4-5 महीना from January onwards, these subjects will get no time from me, right? So therefore, right now, if I can focus on completing all of these subjects, because these are scoring subjects. Indian society की अगर मैं बात करूं तो you're getting 80 marks in GS1 and pretty simple questions, repeated topics पे questions आपके आते हैं. If you can do them well, you will do well over here. So coming to the plan, it's starting from tomorrow and the idea over here is कि first couple of days we've given you a status check कि भाई एक बार status check पे समय लगाओ थोड़ा, fix your resources कि this is what I want to do. Mains Excel में से कुछ आपको लेना है तो वहां से लो and from then on we've given you time for almost everything. Even we've given you buffer days and Diwali के लिए 4 दिन का break because please keep in mind that if you are with family and then you're thinking कि everybody is going to be celebrating Diwali and मैं घर पे बैठ के I will be studying, so you are going to mess up everybody's mood and that's not a good thing. In the end, enjoy this time. Festivals are a time of celebration and if you're not at home, तो देखो any which way, if you're not at home, everybody is celebrating somewhere or the other and it's just a very weird feeling, right? कि मतलब अच्छा नहीं लगता है. एटलीस्ट मुझे नहीं लगता था जब मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ एक दो बार दिवाली पे जब मैं घर पे नहीं था. इट्स जस्ट वियर्ड. मतलब यू डोंट फील लाइक वर्किंग, यू डोंट फील लाइक सेलिब्रेटिंग बिकॉज यू नॉट विद योर पीपल एंड तो इन दैट केस इट्स अ ब्रेक, डू वट एवर यू वॉन्ट एंड देन इन द एंड कम बैक टू स्टडीज. तो कोर आइडिया ऑफ दिस प्लान इज दिस एंड इस शीट को आई वुड रियली वॉन्ट यू टू change and modify according to your own needs. Because see, जो आपका assessment निकल के आएगा कि आपको GS3 पे ज्यादा ध्यान देना है या GS4 पे ज्यादा ध्यान देना है, you have to modify this plan according to that. Because otherwise, what is the purpose of all of this? If you're doing just the same thing all over again, it's a waste of time. Use your time more efficiently. Which brings me to the final step, which is feedback. Now, feedback आपका बहुत ही एक जरूरी एस्पेक्ट है इन सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन एंड फीडबैक के 3 कोर एस्पेक्ट्स है दैट आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट. हु डू यू गेट फीडबैक फ्रॉम? नंबर 1, ऑब्वियसली आई वांट यू टू गेट सम फीडबैक फ्रॉम योर peers और योर पेरेंट्स. नाउ अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल विल फील कि भाई peers नहीं है या पेरेंट्स आर नॉट कि भाई दे कांट गिव मी यूपीएससी स्टाइल फीडबैक. कैन दे? नो, बट दे कैन डू वेरी वेल इन समथिंग कॉल्ड अ सेंस चेक. व्हाट इज अ सेंस चेक? इफ सिंपली पुट, आपने जो कुछ थिंक किया है, वट एवर यू थॉट एंड यू हैव रिटन इट, राइट, एंड देन समबडी एल्स विल कम एंड देन रीड दैट एंड देन थिंक समथिंग एल्स. A lot of the times what happens is that there is a gap. What I am thinking is not what I am writing. तो पहला गैप हमारी यहीं पे हो जाता है. दूसरा, what I am writing is not what the other person is reading. So there are 2 very big gaps that exist at times because we are not aware of how to write well, right? So therefore, जब हम पेरेंट्स को या peers को इसको दिखाते हैं जो भी हमने आंसर लिखा है, तो very simple sense check will give us कि भाई is what I am thinking coming on paper or not? Am I writing just simple good English or not? That's it. That's the first step that you can get started with. Second thing, AI. यहाँ पे आपके AI टूल्स हैं, चैट जीपीटी, जेमिनाई, परप्लेक्सिटी, वट एवर द हेल यू वांट टू यूज उसको भी प्लीज कीप इन माइंड दैट डोंट यूज इट एज की आस्किंग द AI टू गिव मी मार्क्स आउट ऑफ 10. डोंट डू दैट बिकॉज सी यूपीएससी में मार्क्स आर लाइक वेरी फ्लूइड year to year and at the same time the AI does not have a calibration of should it give you 9 marks, should it give you 3 marks, 4 marks, what. Instead, ask the AI for could I structure my answer better? What are the other important points that could have been mentioned over here which I have missed? Those are the sorts of things that you want to use with AI. The third most important part over here is through a mentor, right? For mentor, obviously, an experienced person, individual can be very helpful in your journey, particularly for mains preparation. अब mains की तैयारी के दौरान, if you want some help from us, you can check out our courses. अब यहाँ पे all courses में आप जाओगे, तो there are 2 courses that UPSCprep.com has, which is the GS Advanced course and the Mains Focus Group course. Both of these courses are aimed at people who want to give a really serious attempt with a focus on mains for 2026. These are not courses for beginners. यहाँ पे देयर इज एन एक्सपेक्टेशन दैट आपने बेसिक्स कुछ किया हुआ है एंड उसके बाद वी विल कवर द एडवांस लेवल स्टफ, राइट? इन दीज कोर्सेज यूल गेट लाइव क्लासेस, यूल गेट अ टेस्ट सीरीज एंड एडवांस एंड मेंस फोकस ग्रुप में डिफरेंस क्या है? एडवांस प्लस इज मेंस फोकस ग्रुप। जीएस एडवांस में जो सारी चीजें हैं, लाइव क्लासेस, टेस्ट सीरीज, मेंटरशिप, ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, प्लस you'll get Write Unlimited. So Write Unlimited is one of our flagship courses in which what happens is that you write any answer. आप previous year questions लिख रहे हो, you want to write 2 answers in a day, you want to write 5 answers in a day, any number of questions that you want to write, you send it to us and within 48 to 72 hours, we'll evaluate that and get that back to you. So this is our promise with the Write Unlimited course. In both of these courses, you will get one-to-one direct mentorship where you can show your actual answers to your mentors who will be people who have cleared the exam in the past as well as experienced mentors in civil services exam. So all of these people will be out there to help you directly in helping your queries get resolved. So you can check out these courses and for the next couple of days, there is a discount going on in these courses also. And the most important part, both of these courses are starting very soon in the next couple of days, so that you have that momentum building in for the next 3 months to get as much covered as you can for your mains preparation and that you have a great attempt in 2026. Right, if you have any doubts about these courses, let me know in the video comments. But coming back to the discussion. Now, what do you need feedback on? अब peers, AI, mentor, ये वाली सारी चीजें हमने बात कर ली. Let's also talk about what do I need feedback on. Feedback what की जब हम बात करते हैं तो there are 3 things that I need feedback on. I need a task level feedback, I need a process level feedback, and I need a self level feedback. Right? Task level feedback is something as simple as कि you could have written a better introduction. Your introduction could have had some more data XYZ, which is something directly implementable to the point चीज का आपको feedback मिला है. Process feedback क्या है कि भाई जिस तरीके से आप आंसर लिख रहे हो, either you need to structure your answers better and this is how you can try and do that. Try and think of it in this manner. There are some frameworks that you can use. This is how your process of writing answers is going to improve. And then finally, self-level feedback. A lot of the times what happens is that while I'm writing answers, I'm not able to think. Or in the exam hall, I'm suddenly under pressure. So these things come under self-feedback. जो exam psychology होती है, वो आपका what type of feedback में आता है. Finally, when we come to when, कब feedback आपको मिलना चाहिए, तो इन्हीं 3 processes पे बात करते हैं. Task level feedback आपको as soon as possible मिले तो उतना अच्छा है. Because keep in mind that if I'm getting feedback for my answers 3 months later or practically speaking 20 days later, जो कि एग्जाम यूपीएससी इंडस्ट्री में बहुत बार होता है कि 10 days का आपको टाइम दिया जाता है कि 10 दिन में हम चेक करके देंगे और 10 दिन का 12-15 हो जाता है. इन सच अ केस व्हाट हैपेंस इज आई टेंड टू फॉरगेट कि भाई मैंने ये आंसर इस तरीके से क्यों लिखा था and that feedback becomes not that effective. If you receive a task level feedback as soon as possible and then you can also discuss it with the mentor, it becomes all that more useful for you. Similarly, process level feedback भी आपको as soon as possible मिले तो उतना अच्छा है, right? But self level feedback is a feedback that will take time. Self level feedback is a feedback that requires you to have a rapport with your mentor. जब आप एक मेंटोर से 2-3-4 बार बात करोगे तो वो मेंटोर भी कुछ नोटिस करेगा कि यार ये इंडिविजुअल ना इस तरीके की दिक्कत बार बार हो रही है. So therefore, why don't you try out this? Self-level feedback is the only feedback which can happen with a continued interaction with somebody who is watching over on your preparation from the outside. And this is something that at UPSCprep.com we pay a lot of attention to. We assign mentors who are available on specific days and you can continue to access the same mentor throughout your journey as long as you're with us, so that the mentor also sees you grow and change and evolve, and then they are also able to give you pinpointed feedback based on your performance and your issues in specific, your self-related issues. Task and process वाले issues तो naturally resolve हो ही जाएंगे. तो इस तरीके से अगर आप देखते हो and अपनी जर्नी को आप ऑप्टिमाइज करते हो with these 4 steps, right? So then sooner or later you will find that you are improving, and not just improving, you are becoming more confident in your preparation. So for all of these steps, self assessment के लिए, chart it out के लिए, even for reviews, most effective path forward, for everything we have tried our level best to give you what is required to clear this exam. Now all that is left is for you to put in the effort, because see, ये सब हो जाएगा, मतलब बहुत दुनिया मटेरियल दे देगी, बट जब तक काम नहीं होगा तब तक कुछ नहीं होगा. And in that, if you're facing any problem, please feel free to reach out to us on contact@upscprep.com, or you can even WhatsApp us on 82094 16936. That's our WhatsApp number. You can reach out to us and we'll get back to you. So that's it for today's video. The plan sheet link will be in the video description and the PDF will be on Telegram. All the best on your UPSC journey.